The iPhone is having some serious issues right now with the latest version of iOS, which is 17.4.1. And it may be one of the worst patches we've seen in a long time. It's creating a lot of problems that I noticed. And then I went to the internet because I was like, man, seriously, something's wrong with my phone. It was having overheating issues. It's getting really hot when it's charging. I'm having connectivity problems. And some of my apps are just not working or load the black screen. So, anyway, we're going to talk more about this in a second. But before we get into that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thank you for being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now, let's talk about these problems. So a couple weeks ago, we got this big update. It's supposed to be a major security update, all sorts of stuff. iOS 17.4.1 or 17.4.1 if you want to go that route. But either way, so I noticed a couple of weeks ago, I really started having some problems. I was having data issues. Stuff was really slow or taking really long to connect. And my phone was getting really hot out of nowhere. And I was like, all right, is my hotspot on or something? Because normally my phone doesn't get this hot. We went through these issues when the phone first came out. We had heating issues, charging issues, pop-ups on the screen saying can't charge your phone right now because it's too hot. And it seems like some of the stuff has come back. And it's interesting because it's that stuff was presumably already fixed. And it gets even worse than that. I was reading online that people's just straight up not being able to use their phone with the internet unless they have Wi-Fi. So this seems to be particularly focusing on the actual modem and not the Wi-Fi itself. But yeah, I've been having a whole lot of problems. And I just put a tweet about this the other day saying, man, my phone is getting really hot when it charges again. And maybe that should have been a telltale sign, but I use a regular 20-watt charger. I use an actual Apple charger. This isn't like I'm using some third party out of the box, fly by night, picked it up at a gas station garbage. The actual iPhone charger. So I've been using that, and I was like, man, why is my phone getting so hot? And it feels like it's been taking longer to charge too. And I've been noticing that the battery life hasn't been particularly as good as usually is. So the iPhone 15 Pro Max has decent battery life, but it's not like the best battery life in the world by any stretch of the imagination. And yeah, whenever you notice about halfway through the battery, you have less battery than normal, it kind of makes you go, huh, I wonder what's going on. Usually I attribute it to a new update, but the update's been out for a couple of weeks now. So the thing is, hopefully your phone works. We should see some sort of a patch here in the near future. Apple is pretty good about addressing these things and getting out ahead of them and getting an update put out. But if you've been sitting around using your phone, losing your connectivity, I mean, I've had the SOS signal pop up a few times, or it acts like I have a signal, but then it's just not doing anything. And the biggest one, I've even been checking for app updates the last couple of days. It's been particularly affecting my Twitter or my X app. I'll go in and I'll load it and I'll pop it up, and then it's just like a black screen. Or if I click on the notifications bell to see if there's any stuff there in my feed, it'll just be a black screen. Or if I try and refresh, the screen just stays black and doesn't do anything. So I thought maybe there might be an update. There's no app update. So it seems like we're probably going to be stuck with this for at least a little while. My guess is probably the next week or two. But I do feel bad for folks who are out there who are having serious connectivity issues. I've seen some reports from some people saying that they can't use their phone connection at all to like make phone calls or anything unless they're on Wi-Fi. So thankfully it's not impacting the Wi-Fi as well, at least it doesn't appear to. But the ones that I'm experiencing myself, I've actually even had some app freezes too. I was going to record a screen record on my phone last night because what happens is I'll be using the phone and then it just becomes unresponsive. I'll load a web page, I'll load an app, and I'm sitting there tapping, tapping, tapping. I'm like, okay, this is kind of dumb. Try and refresh it, doesn't do anything. So I've been personally experiencing issues with disconnection from service, so SOS mode, having bars but no actual signal doing anything, like it's not downloading, it's not connecting, or it's taking a long time to load things. It's been getting really hot. It got uncomfortably hot in my pocket the other day after I'd been using it. I put it in my pocket, so it's been getting really hot. It's been getting super hot whenever it charges. And like I said, having the screen fix free stuff, also apps turning black on the screen. This is one of the worst updates I think I've ever experienced with an iPhone. Usually if you have an issue like this, it's like a onesie twosie kind of thing, right? It might have one issue, it might have two issues, but this one, seems to be having some real problems. And I could have sworn that my charging bug was back. I had a charging bug a long time ago where I could plug it in and it just wouldn't charge. Like the charging icon wouldn't come up, nothing, regardless of whether I tried wired or Wi-Fi. So maybe it was just my imagination. Maybe that did happen, and did reset my phone. Well, I turn it off and turn it back on. So sometimes that'll fix a few of these things. So really the best thing you can do at this point, you could just try and reset your phone if you're having these problems. Maybe that'll kind of fix it for a little while. You could always opt into development mode and go with the beta. But the problem here is like we really can't roll back. So we're pretty much stuck with this, I think, for right now until we get some sort of an update from Apple. Again, this seems to be pretty widespread with people having issues. I know a couple of people I've talked to like, yep, I've been having that problem. Yet I've been having that problem. And a lot of people don't even realize they're having a problem. Some people might just be like, oh, I'm kind of in a bad area. It's understandable. The signal's not working. Or sometimes apps have issues. Let me close it and reopen it and see if that fixes it. Or maybe you charge your phone at nighttime, so you haven't noticed that it's getting hot whenever you charge it. Or maybe you're just not using it that much and it doesn't get that hot. But I had mentioned how it was getting really hot, and somebody on Twitter was like, oh, is this an update related issue, or is it just because it's getting hotter outside? I'm like, look, bro, it's 50 degrees where I'm at right now. It's not, this isn't because I'm using it outside because the weather is getting warmer outside. So yeah, so if you've been wondering about me making iPhone content, here you go. Here's an iPhone video. Not just joking, but I do like to talk about this stuff whenever it's big and it's impactful. We had issues like this with the Pixel phones last year, year before last. I remember when we had the great connection bug with the Pixel 6 phones, where basically there was a bug where you just couldn't use your phone. You're getting missed phone calls. The internet wasn't working. It wouldn't connect to the signal and things like that. So this is not without precedence from other carriers, other manufacturers, other brands. This stuff happens sometimes. I don't think it's the end of the world, but if it is something that's directly affecting you and your day-to-day life and how you use your phone, then yeah, it's certainly something that's problematic, and hopefully Apple will get on board and fix this sooner than later. And they're one of the best in the business when it comes to this stuff. I'm pretty confident that they're going to go ahead and get a fix for this soon. I believe the update came out the end of March. It was a very, very big major like security patch for this year. So anytime they put out a big patch like that, anytime any company puts out a big update, we're always susceptible to having these type of issues. But yeah, I'm not happy about it, and I would like for it to get fixed soon because I do use the Twitter X app quite a bit. I'm tired of having the blank pages. I think it might have even happened with another app or two. I'm tired of my phone getting hot when I use it. It gets really hot whenever I charge it, which is ridiculous. And there's just a couple other things. Like I said, sitting there using my phone and then all of a sudden the SOS thing popping up on my phone, or thinking I have a signal and not being able to use my phone. All those things combined, kind of annoying. Like I said, I think this is probably the worst bug patch that I've seen in a long time, especially with Apple. Apple's usually not very bad about this stuff. So for them to have this many major issues in one software update is kind of troublesome and concerning. But anyway, that's all I got in this video. Wanted to get you that update to let you know you're not crazy. Your phone is not necessarily broken, and hopefully we'll get an update on this soon. But it is iOS 17.4.1. And yeah, there might be some other issues. But if you're experiencing these problems, if you've got some of this stuff going on, let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear back from you to see, maybe it's just the 15 series phones. Maybe it's not the 14. You never know. I do this stuff with the Pixel content all the time because sometimes it's carrier specific, sometimes it's phone specific, chipset specific. So if you're having these issues, please go to the comment section. I'd love to know what phone you're using and what carrier you're using. I don't need to know what patch because we know it's 17.4.1. But anyway, so that's all I got. If you enjoyed the video, if you found this helpful, if you like the mental reassurance that you're okay, it's just your phone, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.